All right, all right, Shalom. For the first, I'm going to give our praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaRakakodash Bakatham. Double honor to the apostle, elders, great millstone, and to our doctrine across the globe. Pushing the word truth and sincerity, I want to say Shalom. This is our diet now from the great millstone camp in Chicago with a quick little hit. Well, maybe not be so quick. Through the spirit, I just want to get this out. Let's go get to the point. Matthew 23. And I'm going to start at 1. I'm going to bounce around through this chapter. Matthew 23 and 1. Then spake Yahweh to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. And that is the seat of judgment, the seat of leadership. All right? Therefore, whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do, but do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. All right, and it doesn't matter what you think about brothers. It doesn't matter if you seen brothers' dirty draws. You know, if you seen brothers' lack of judgment or whatever the case may be. All right, if that brother telling you something that is right, all right, and they're over you, you do that. All right, you see. Because one thing that we don't want to do is be disobedient, first of all right, and second, that's not a good mindset to be in, all right, when you're looking at a brother's flaws and faults and be like, oh, well, this brother does this and that, so I'm not going to listen to him. Hey, that's an off spirit to have, all right? So, therefore, whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do. Do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. All right, and one thing about Great Millstone Chicago, man, Great Millstone period, we work. All right, we're not going to tell anybody to do anything that we haven't done. All right, we didn't wash, brothers. We didn't wash dishes. We didn't took out garbage. We didn't set up for gatherings. We didn't clean up after gatherings. You see, we get up, 2 in the morning to help brothers out. Early in the morning to do certain things for the brothers and for the body of the camp. All right. So if you're being asked to do something, hey, just know that that brother has done it himself, man. All right. With all their works they do for it to be seen of men, they may broad their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments. All right? And I always say, man, you got to be mindful of them look at me Israelites. When a brother starts talking, this is just, word of advice, it's in the scriptures too. All right, where you got to be mindful of people in general, brothers, but people in general when they speak about themselves. Conversations can be talking about one thing, and all of a sudden, it leads back to them. All right, so just be mindful of that. All right, and it's to make broad the phylacteries and enlarge the border of the garments. We're not here to look pretty. All right, hey, we're already pretty because we got the truth. All right, but we're going to be glorious. All right, in the kingdom when we get our new bodies. All right. Now is not the time to make a big deal about the style of a garment, man. All these fancy ass garments and things like that, man. All right. So, and they love the uppermost rooms at feasts and the chief seats in the synagogues. Some people just like to have the title elder, bishop, deacon, teacher. All right, but we're all men. All right, do we differ from one another? No, and yes, if you can receive it, man. You differ because there is order, there is rank. All right, the Lord is dealing with more brothers heavier in the spirit than others. But then again, we're all men. We're all subject to sin. We're all subject to go off. All right, none of us perfect. It says, and greetings in the markets and to be called men, rabbi, teacher, teacher. All right, some people just like to be called a title. All right? It's not about a title. All right? It's not about an office. All right? It's Yahweh shot and fulfilling the lot that he gave you, in which in turn does bring office, okay? But that's not what we're supposed to be seeking out for, all right? Yeah, come and get down to 25, because that's what I want to get at. So Matthew 23 and 25, it said, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you may clean the outside of the cup and the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess," man. All right? You know, and I always say it, man, it's much more than saying shalom and wearing a beard. All right? It's much more than wearing fringes on your garments. All right? It's much more than not just eating pork and committing adultery. Those things are good to abstain from, but there's much more involved in being a man of the Lord than the outward appearance, man. All right? It's the inside, man, that the Lord is looking at. It says, "Thou blind Pharisees, cleanse first that which is within the cup and platter, that the outside of them may be clean also." All right, so you gotta watch the whole kit and caboodle, man. All right. It says, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but within full of dead men's bones and all of uncleanness." Right, when you go to the cemetery, you see big ass tombstones, all elaborate photos and sharp engraving and pictures and stuff. But underneath that dirt is a rotten corpse, man. You see? "Even so, you also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within you are full of hypocrisy and iniquity." And we don't want to be that, man. All right? We don't want to be brothers in we don't want to be men of the Lord in brother's presence. All right, then when you leave, all right, you are not doing what's right. You know, and you're gonna fall. Things are gonna happen, man. All right, get back on the horse and ride, man, and let the Lord deal with it, man. All right. It says, so woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, because you build the tombs of the prophets and garnish the sepulchres of the righteous, and say, if we had been in the days of our father, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets. That's pride, man. All right? Some of us were around when the Lord was crucified, man. You see? "Wherefore ye be witnesses unto yourselves that ye are the children of them which killed the prophets." All right? So, let's not get boasted up with the truth. All right? Let's not be holier than thou. All right? It's not about the outward appearance. It's not about the deep breakdowns and the big beards and the abundance of Hebrew words that you know. All right? So with that, I want to say, call halal, Yahweh Shai. That want to see the Apostle Elder Great Millstone. Until next time, Shalom and a Bible Ball.